All right, my friends. So to this week, we are talking about Father's Day coming up on Sunday. And so every day during this week, each of the three contributors have come up with a project to share with you to inspire you for about dads or the boys in our lives. Because sometimes that's not very easy, is it?
No, it's not.
No.
My husband's getting a truck.
What's he get? He's getting a truck?
He's coming home with it right now.
Nice. Oh, is that why Lisa went to Salt Lake with him?
Yeah.
Got it. So, well, that's very exciting. Is this a Father's Day gift or is this a retirement celebration?
This is, I'm not getting in your ugly, nasty truck one more time. And if you make this one go that way, you're in big trouble. He
That's
just
awesome.
needed a new truck.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Carrie's husband is getting a Traeger. Ooh, lucky
Traeger.
him. That is a Utah-based company.
Yeah, my son has a Traeger, and we have a
pretty cool.
What's that other company?
Camp Chef.
Camp Chef.
Yep,
we love ours.
Utah-based.
Yeah,
very cool. All right. So yesterday we talked about bow ties, making little boys bow ties for the little guy. Today we're talking about ties again, but this time, Kyle, we're going to talk about what to do with old men's ties.
Not young men's
ties. That's not old men's ties. Men's old ties. There you go.
But guess what? Chris said, "Do you have any old ties? Does Reed have ties?" And I'm like,
"No,
yeah, I think he does."
No. Okay, this is the best. This is the best. Okay,
who knows what I wrote back?
No, it was my mistake. So
yesterday, you freaked me out for a minute.
Kyle texted me, and as you know, I was gone to Handy Quilter, and then I came home and did 3 at 3 from home. Anyway, so she asked me, "Is there anything you'd like to have my help with for tomorrow?" And she goes, "What would you like me to do to get ready for tomorrow?" Which is today.
Just comb my hair, maybe wash it.
So I said, "Yeah. Do you have some old toes that I could cut up?"
I do. Would you like to trim them?
Some old toes. And I went, "Ties!" Stupid autocorrect.
I was freaked for a minute.
I know. She's like, "I was afraid."
But Reed we're
going to talk about old toes.
Reed gave away all his old ties to Halloween trick-or-treaters.
Right. So she went to the DI today, which is Deseret Industries, which is like a thrift store like Goodwill or something like that. And she picked up some ties.
Gray and black. I like them.
Yeah. Now, this project today that we're sharing is going to be, it's super easy and simple. And I was inspired by so many things I saw online. All you have to do is get on Pinterest, put in men's old ties. I keep wanting to say old man's ties, and be able to come up with all sorts of projects.
I know. I've looked at these before and wanted to do them.
I'm going to share with you. Nancy says, "Be afraid. Be very afraid."
Yeah.
Chris is wanting old toes. Yeah.
This reminded me. I made each of my boys quilts from my father-in-law's ties.
Nice.
After he passed away, I should have brought him in.
And that's what you should have. That's what a lot of people will do. They'll make quilts, pillows, things like that that are memorable.
An apron.
So I'm going to show you some things that I found on the World Wide Web, on the www, and that were very inspiring, that hopefully maybe some of these ideas will inspire you. I love that Dresden fan that's on the pillow there.
Look at how easy it would be, because these are
so
already got
simple.
Points on them.
They do. I mean,
got points.
It doesn't get any easier, right? Now, Kyle, would you ever do this?
If I was that thin, I would.
Yeah.
I would for sure.
I mean, it would look like one big old.
I'd be like, no, there aren't enough ties in this world.
That's right.
It's really darling.
It's kind of cute, right?
Really,
I mean, it's very inspiring. I love these Christmas stockings.
That's a good idea. I like the stockings.
That fun? I love that.
I do. I like them.
Here's one where they took, it's almost like prairie points, and they just added them on top of the pillow and just have them overlapping. I thought that was really cute. Here's another one from Rick Rabbit.
I have not seen this one.
They wove
it. Yeah, that's cool.
So that's kind of a fun idea. You could take old ties and make them into like little
Wouldn't
bouquets.
that be
and
great
brooches.
for a boutonniere for a wedding? If you know, of
Definitely.
your dad's or whatever. Wouldn't that be sweet?
Oh, I love that.
That's a
Here's
good
a
idea.
pillow that, again, very
I like
simple.
that.
You just have them going in different directions, and I think that's great.
That skirt, and this reminds me of a skirt I used to have. My husband called it my cleaning lady skirt. And I had a big long afro. Yeah. Clogs.
I wish you would show me. Let's find a picture. Reed, find a picture of Kyle with that. This was really cute where somebody was making mini memory albums. And so it was just like
that would be sweet.
It was the outside of a notebook. Here's another skirt, but it's shorter. Here's another person who did something a little similar to what we're going to do today. But it's like crazy patchwork.
Yeah.
And then they did kind of like the Prairie Point look all the way around the outside. This one was kind of interesting. It was like it's like a bracelet, or a bangle.
That'd be cool if you had a wedding also, again, if you wanted a memory of your dad or somebody.
Yes, that's what made me think. I thought, I don't know if I would do that just because, like, I wouldn't just find a tie and go, oh, that's going to be a cute bracelet. But I might do it if it reminded me of my dad or, my
Grandpa.
husband or someone like that. So this I thought was kind of fun because it's an eyeglass case. Again, all these ideas you can find on Pinterest, just unbelievable. And then I knew some of you out there would really like this as a necktie wine tote. I mean, and that's from thegirlcreative.com. So anyway, just some fun little inspirational pictures for you all. And I'm seeing some of you share some of your ideas. Janice said a memory bear using ties, which would be really cool. In fact, one of these days we really should have Crystal on.
We should, because I got a memory bear from her. I had her do one.
She does amazing
for each of my little grandkids, and then I kept one.
That's awesome. I love
it. I loved it.
Yeah. And Donna said you could use it as a watch band. That's a great idea. Candy said the tie skirt is cute on a thin person. She would have to make it out of Christmas ties, as she would look like a Christmas tree. Well, Candy, there's always that.
And then you sit down and there's your Christmas skirt.
That's what I was going to say. You got a Christmas tree skirt, right? Let's see. Marlene said her daughter has given her ties from friends to make up in a quilt. The kicker, she wants their name embroidered on each tie. Cool. Because when you have an embroidery machine, everyone expects you to embroider everything, right? But I think that's a really sweet idea.
You know what my husband has?
What's that?
A pheasant with the feathers one. Somebody gave it to him. And then he's also got a wood one.
Tie?
Yep.
Wow.
He never wears them.
Oh my goodness. My daughter made a tie skirt. Janet said,
cute.
It would be
darling. I would definitely wear it.
And
I might have to take the lining out of it. A tuffet? Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, she looked like a tuffet. There you go. Let's see. Nancy said that when her husband retired, he built a fire and burned them all. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, an apron. I've seen those before as well. So
I made one for Melissa because she was in culinary school. So I made her an apron.
Out of ties? Really?
Yeah. My father-in-law's ties.
It was probably very unique.
It was really unique.
I love that. That's a great idea.
All right. To ask for where it is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where did that go? So today we're going to make a 14-inch pillow. Ta-da!
Oh, I love it.
With ties.
I love it. I love the fact that you went diagonal or whatever.
Yeah. So these were Mike's old ties.
Aww.
There's a little stain here and a little stain there. So to deconstruct and make something special. So that's what I'm going to kind of show you so hard. So I'm going to show you so.
It's a hard day.
Hard. It's not hard. It's so not hard. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay.
She's got a lot going on.
I do. All right. Bonnie said deconstruct and make a bow tie. Yeah, you could totally do that too.
I made my daughter's little puppy a bow tie for Christmas one year.
Oh, that's so cute. You know what? You need to go back and watch yesterday's show because Carol Hanley, and also I saw that Elisa posted this too. There was a little video of a young man who makes bow ties and donates them to like animal shelters.
Oh, cute.
So
yeah, because his legs are too short and he'd step on the tie if I did a regular tie.
Right.
Yeah, that's why you do a bow tie.
Yeah, so cute. So cute. All right. So let's see. Donna wants what Kris is drinking. Nothing good. Jerry said she loves this idea. She has all of her dad's ties and would love to turn them somehow for her siblings. Exactly.
A pillow would be great.
Yeah. A pillow's
doable.
Not overwhelming.
Yep, it's doable.
You really can get this project done in about 20 minutes. Seriously.
You're not wanting to short across the room by the time you're done.
Exactly. So I am basing this off of a 14-inch pillow form. So Kyle cut out for me a 14-inch
Look how
piece
good I am.
batting. Ta-da!
I'm really good.
Now the question is, I'm pulling this back here. Do you have to cut them apart or do you just sew them on? What do you think?
I cut mine apart.
Do you think there's a right or wrong answer?
No.
Good answer. There is no right or wrong answer. I thought I would pull them apart too. However, on this one, I wanted to get it done fast. And so, you know what? I slapped those babies on there and they got sewn down and it actually adds a little more oomph to this pillow. So it is not deconstructed necessarily. It's just sewn on. So
that's cool.
It really is very simple.
Really, really simple.
So, Miss Kyle.
It's like quilt as you go almost.
That's exactly what it is. Ding, 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 ding. Gold star for Kyle.
Thank you very much.
It is quilt as you go. So we're going to use this as our foundation.
Okay.
And Kyle went and got some black and red, very cool ties. So let's bring this down here and let's take a look how I
couldn't just go willy-nilly today, and I usually do, but I just couldn't.
You couldn't do it?
No.
Now, the only thing, Kyle, that I like to do is I do take off these little back pieces. All right. So if you've got extra loops on there, you can just cut them off or you can use your seam ripper, but that's going to help alleviate a lot of the bulk. So that's just one of the first things you do. All right.
Do you want me to do any others?
Yeah. Why don't you go ahead? I'll grab those scissors for you. And what you do first is you're going to start in the center. All right. And move out. Again, if you want to make this fast, all you have to do is you're just going to plop that on and stitch it down. And you always have the first one right side up.
I'm having trouble.
Second one. Imagine that.
Really?
Come on.
This is hard. Nope, there it is. Done.
You're good. Let's do this one. I love you. All right. So we're gonna top stitch that down, and then we would put our next tie and we would just put it right side down on top, stitch all the way through, and then pull it over.
And you're doing all the wide places together, or could you switch them back and forth?
Well,
the wide end go the other way.
Let's see what would happen. All right. So now here's another thing you could do, Kyle. If you didn't want to do the stitch and flip, there would be nothing wrong. You just have to make sure and get really
do a nice decorative zigzag or something.
Exactly. You could just butt these up against each other.
Yeah.
Maybe use a little spray adhesive on the back.
Or to keep it still, because
hold it in place. Exactly. And then you could, like Kyle said, you could do a zigzag stitch and just do it together. So either way is going to be just fine. Now you're going to have kind of a mess on your hands for a minute because, well, the only reason being is because you've got all this excess and it's heavy, right? So don't worry. Like just do you see how these extend far beyond? Why don't you go ahead, Kyle, and let's just trim those up, even though
Maybe
they're.
if I can.
You got this.
I'm not good.
You got this. Maybe if we had better scissors.
If I chewed it.
There we go.
Sorry.
You're fine. And
ties are thick.
They are thick for sure. And so you would have these hanging off. Once it's all done, then you just trim it all the way around. All right. So let's go ahead. Kyle, why don't we do you want to do this at the sewing machine, or would you rather tape tape? Is that such an old term?
I'll sew.
You'll sew?
That tells you a lot.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. All right. So what Kyle's going to do is stitch it down. Okay. So I'm going to bring the camera over.
Which side I start on?
Nope, doesn't matter.
Just as long as I'm covered on the thing. Do I have to go from corner to corner?
Yes. Now, you know what? Let's talk about something else for just a minute, because this is a good chance to share about a very helpful little foot.
Okay, good.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
This is the blind hem foot. And most of you will have the blind hem foot comes with your sewing machine. Very similar to an edge joining foot. Do you see how there's a flange here that comes down?
Genius.
This is really going to help you to slide it down. In fact, I'm going to show you right here. When Kyle takes it to the machine, she's going to have this flange just resting right along here. And then that makes it so you have a really nice, even, straight top stitch. All right. So, Kyle, why don't we go ahead and switch that out? And let me answer some questions. Yes, Kyle is left-handed.
Oh, yeah.
And Nancy is asking, lengthen the stitch length. Yeah, I would definitely lengthen the stitch length because it is so thick.
Okay.
And there's a lot to go through. Let's do it just to a 3.0.
3.0. Oh, this doesn't have the foot. I have to do it with my hand.
Oh, man.
Okay. And a zigzag, right?
No, let's go ahead and do a straight stitch, because that's why we're using.
I want to go all the way to the left then.
Okay.
Oh man, I'm having troubles today.
No, you're good. You're doing good.
I have to do it by hand.
Okay.
Look at me. Oh, that's
you
really
slowed that
slow.
Really down. Yeah.
I did what?
No, you're fine. You just had slowed it down quite a bit, but that's okay because
I don't want it
she's
that
not
slow.
using her foot pedal, and sometimes that gets a little tricky.
So you're used to it a little bit.
But can you see? I don't know how well you can see this, but
I am following along the edge.
Don't you like that edge
I
joining
do.
foot?
I do.
Or the blind hem foot?
I've learned to use them a little bit more.
That flange going down the center of the foot is so nice for being able to just ride it right along there. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut our threads. Perfect.
Look at that.
Wow.
Because I had that, I didn't go off the edge of the tie.
You didn't. In fact, let's show them up close. Look how beautiful that stitch is she's done.
I didn't miss all the way down.
Not at all.
No.
Looks really, really good, Kyle. Okay, so now let's go ahead and put the next one on.
How do you want me to do this?
Let's do, how do I want you to do it? Let's go ahead and put it right side down, and we'll do a stitch and flip.
We'll do the stitch and flip? Okay, we're going to still use that edge joining foot, right?
Yes.
Okay.
No, actually, you know what?
Okay.
No, I'm going to change it. If I were going to do the stitch and flip, I would do I would not use the edge joining foot on this because I would want a 1/4 inch seam allowance.
Oh, yeah.
So instead, let's go ahead and just butt this right up.
Okay, we're going to put that in the center and change my stitch.
Now you've got to change your stitch over the needle position to the right.
Right.
Yep.
Correct. Good job, Kris.
Good job, Kyle.
Okay, I think I've got it on there.
Okay.
Oh, I keep wanting to do the
So
foot
now
pad.
she's
I'm butting
has
those
this bud
up.
up.
Okay.
Would you like to do a zigzag stitch?
No, I do ugly zigzag. You want to do it?
No, you're good.
No,
We
I
can
do
do a
ugly.
straight
We can
stitch.
do half and half.
No, we're good.
Okay.
So I guess what that tells you is that you've got options, right? You can do a zigzag stitch, or you can do it as a straight stitch. Okay. Let's go ahead and
looks just like look at it.
Got caught. I'm going to try and bring this over. No, you're good.
Something got caught?
No, you're good. You pulled it back. It's fine.
Okay.
Yep, you're great.
All right.
You're doing great.
I'm trying to keep it right on the edge of that black.
And you're doing fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness, that looks so good, Kyle.
It's going to look really cool.
Yeah.
I'm nervous. I haven't worked with this at all.
Well, and I'm kind of like in your personal space.
We're in each other a little bit.
I'm in your bubble right now.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'm kind of thinking I really like this method of just butting them up against one another.
We'll see when I get done.
Okay.
I might have gotten off just a little bit at the end.
Maybe just a titch. But you know what? You're not even going to be able to notice it.
No. Oh, I did a lot. You know what? I got off the edge.
That's okay.
That was when I had to... Well, okay.
All right.
But when we get the other one on there, oh.
Yeah, the foot, this foot is the blind stitch foot. And I can explain. In fact, why don't you grab that blind stitch foot for me? Let me explain the difference between the two, because oftentimes people get these mixed up.
I do.
And
they're a little bit different.
They're just a little bit different. Not by a ton, but they are a little bit. Let me point out to you this first, though. Doesn't that look great?
That looks really cool.
Yeah.
I do like it.
Yep. That looks really good. So,
and if you're a little bit worried about that happening, you could always put a piece of fabric over the batting and then sew onto the batting and the fabric so it doesn't show.
Not a bad idea.
I know about these things. My friend taught me.
Yeah. You make it work, right? You make it work. In fact, what you could do is, so the batting is white, obviously. You could have put a black background,
right?
And then it just wouldn't show up as much, right? So you could have done a black background. She could have done some pins that would have held it in place a little bit better.
Yep.
I think you would have had an easier time even doing it had you been sitting down at your machine and not had a camera in your face, all of those things. So there's lots of different ways to go about doing this. You could cover it with ribbon or trim. That's not a bad idea either. Great idea, Betty Jo.
We got some really smart people.
So I don't have an edge joining foot here to show you, but let me see if I can show a little bit more up close. This is your blind hem foot. And with this, you'll notice that there is a piece of metal. Oh, I don't know how well you can see that. That goes in between there. The difference is that a blind hem foot has that, where the edge joining foot is totally open. So with an edge joining foot, you're going to have the bottom flange that sticks down the middle, right? But you would have that space be open, so you get a little bit better view of where you're going, right? So that's the one I usually use. Either one is going to work just fine. Yeah, or if you have black batting, that would work out well too. But I still think it looks really good, Kyle.
Oh yeah, I
like it.
I like it.
Yeah,
I would still use it.
And so anyway, you just continue this same method of just going out and until the whole thing is covered.
On that one that you showed, they had different stitches. So now we could do the next one with a zigzag or whatever.
You could.
Or
you
some
could
kind of
do
decorative
stitches and have it be more like a crazy quilt, right? Chrissy's asking what letter foot it is. It is R.
R.
It is the R foot. So, yep. Okay.
I'm having trouble hearing you. Sorry, could you say that again?
R.
What's it gonna say now? Oh my goodness. R. Why do little things happen?
Siri.
I don't know. Now, what I had done on this one was I did do and like a stitch in the ditch. I also went out a 1/4 inch. So once I had it all sewn,
Mhm.
and I did the stitch and flip, stitch and flip,
Did
stitch
ya?
and flip. But then I went back and I did a top stitch a 1/4 inch into it. So it was like kind
Oh,
of like
okay.
echo quilting. And so that way I was able to
I like it.
stitch those down too. So the R foot is the blind hem foot. All right. Exactly. Candy said people making mistakes is how the new procedures are developed. Exactly. Yeah. You make it work, right?
I'm like a genius.
Yeah. So anyway, it's super, super easy.
So much fun.
Yeah. And so all
I
you
love
do
'em.
is you're going to complete, this going, stitch and flip or butting them up against one another. And then when you're all done, let's pretend we had this all done. You see, you have these pieces sticking out
Mhm.
here. You have pieces sticking out here. All you do is just cut it off. You
Just like you would with a quilt, right?
Exactly. We're just trimming this baby up, right? Now,
That's really thick, huh?
it is.
Ah,
It is thick.
sure. You just cut right through it, no problem.
It's the angle you were
Oh,
at.
yeah.
It's the
Same with
angle.
my
It's
sewing.
okay. It's all
Yeah.
good.
Mhm.
Don't you worry one bit. Now, look at this, everyone. Look how cute. These would be fun little prairie points
Yes.
going all the way around, right?
I love it.
There's a lot of ways to repurpose this
It's a
and
good
reuse
idea.
it. So you could have these go around too if you wanted to. So anyway, basically, this
Look
is
at how
it.
cute that looks
There's
on the
no
corner.
rhyme or reason to this. We'll have to finish this, Kyle.
Yeah, we will, because I really like it.
This is really, really cute.
I did good
I'm
picking
liking
out.
it. You did do good picking this out. And then you just continue and continue. What a nice little keepsake for somebody who's
Yes.
lost a loved one,
Oh, yeah.
right? And then you're going to flip that out. And then you could just continue in the same method until it's all done. So lots of ideas to think about. I know, maybe I should give one of these to Mike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe Reed. Does Reed need a new tie?
Pheasant ties. He has all the hunting kind of things.
Of course he does.
He has a school bus one too.
Oh, well, he definitely needs to keep that one.
And a Pittsburgh Steeler.
Well, of course. I love it.
They're both the same colors.
So you're going to continue this. I love that.
I think that's really pretty.
So
I like
that's it. That is it. So
simple. If you could sew something with a fabric strip, you can kind of do it with a tie.
Why can't you, right? Now, some of you may not like the extra thickness.
No.
So what do you do about that?
Take it apart in the middle seam.
Very easy. Let me show you. If we were to let's grab my little girlfriend ruler here.
Oh, look at you.
Let's get rid of that just to get it out of my way. I could certainly do this.
Oh, rather than have to undo the stitching.
Yeah, I would just trim off that fold altogether. All right. And do this. Oops.
She's a mad dog.
That sounds so appealing.
It does. You're like wild and crazy.
Okay. So then when you've trimmed that up, look at this.
Yeah. That will be so much easier.
Get rid of this middle piece. And actually, I don't even want the back piece either because that has a seam in it, right? And
one piece of fabric.
Yep.
Layer.
And now you have one layer.
Really a lot
just
easier.
Like that.
But these are pretty stretchy.
But it's kind of stretchy. So that's another reason why it's like, well, I could trim it to one, but then you've got more stretch.
Yeah.
If you do this, you're going to want to do the stitch and flip for
Yes,
sure.
I would do
because
that
you
for
would
real.
have raw edges. If you don't have to do stitch and flip, if you just keep the tie as it is, you already have a nice, beautiful edge.
It's true.
So
If you got to have a
just something to
present in
think
half
about.
an hour, don't flip and
don't flip and stitch.
nope, just stitch them
Don't
right
cut
together.
them apart. Just go ahead and do it.
We've all had
right?
those half-hour gifts.
Yeah.